Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the difference between the P365 and the P365 XL. So here I have a standard 365. This one is an SAS edition. No magazine, chamber is clear. Here I have a P365X with a shortened grip on it. So it's a standard size grip module, but the X trigger package clear, no magazine in the no rounds in the chamber. Weapons clear. And then I have an XL. This one is the Rose edition, so no magazine in the chamber, no rounds. This one is an XL, but it's comped on the end, so it's got the little bit shorter barrel and has a manual safety as well. So the big difference there's a few differences between the XL and the XL and the standard 365. So your grip module is going to be longer on the XL. This is the same grip module that's on the X. You get the upgraded trigger package with the XL with the flat trigger, and then you have also a longer barrel on the XL. You can see as I hold the SAS on top of the XL. So you can see there that little bit difference in the barrel length. And then if you look here, you can see the difference in the slide length. So the standard 365 comes in a 10 round magazine, and the XL comes standard with a 12 round magazine. The other couple of differences between them are, I talked about the trigger going to the X and the XL. You get the flat trigger versus the curved trigger that comes in the standard P365, the SAS, and the Rose, and the 380s, and that would be the Rose 380 as well. You can see on this platform, this is the X, but I have shortened the grip module to the short standard grip module. It's got the flat trigger, but this is the older style slide that has the optic or the iron sight. The newer ones, like on this Rose, they put the optic forward and then put the iron sight in the back. On this one, if you run without an optic, the plate has a sight in it, but then your optic has your sights. You can see that on the 507K. I've got the optic on the X there. So that's the big differences between the XL and the X. Oh, the other difference between the XL and the, sorry, not the difference between the XL and the X. The difference between the XL and the standard size is if you look on the back of the trigger, or not on the back of the trigger, on the back of the grip, you can see here on the SAS, it's a flat back here. Going to the XL grip module, you get that little extra dovetail back there, brings it back and kind of wraps around your hand a little bit. You can see on both of these that I don't have that back. It's kind of flush on my hand. And you can see on that shorter grip module that's on the X as well. So earlier we talked about the difference between the XL, or the X and the standard 365, and that was just the grip module. So that'd be just a longer grip module. But going between the standard 365 and the XL, you get that longer grip module and you get that longer slide. The XL has a couple options you can get. On the Rose here, I've got the comped slide. So the barrel is a little bit shorter, so the barrel length doesn't come out longer than the grip module, which is typical for your standard 365s and your X's, but then it's got that comp in the front. You can also get this in a non-comped version, so the slide and the barrel, well, the slide's the same length, but the barrel's longer and goes to the end of the slide, and then you don't have your comp, you just have a solid slide, and it moves your sight forward on there. So if you look at the difference between the 365 and the XL, if I pop these apart off camera and I pull the spring out, and the barrels, so this one is the XL comped barrel here, and then this one is the standard X barrel. You can see that they're the same length on the barrel. So the barrels are the same, and I can't remember. I think they're 3.1 inch barrels, but I can't remember that off of the top of my head. but you get the same length barrel, and going to that comp, you get that longer slide. That gets you the comp on top of the standard length. Or in that XL, like I said, you can also get the you can get a non-comped that has that longer barrel. But here you can see the difference in the slide length. If I hold these two slides here, so that's your slide length difference between the XL and the standard and the X. So it's just that little bit of difference there. That's the difference. But the frames are the same length. So if you look at the two frames side by side, you can see that they're flush here and flush back here. So the frame itself is exactly the same, but lengthwise, you do get going to the XL, you get that longer grip module, but the length of the frame is the same. And then if you want the longer frame or the longer slide frame to go to the front of your grip module, or the grip module to go to the front of the slide, that would be the macro. Has that extended grip module that goes all the way up, and then a 1913 rail. And I'll do another video showing the macro compared to an X and XL. So that's the big differences between the 365 and the 365 XL.